There are a lot of fast-moving developments tonight in the new coronavirus outbreak. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Barbara Lee Edwards. Tonight we are getting word of new cases with no direct link to an infected person as anxiety over the disease builds. News 8's Lemor Abrams has more on how the fear is very real for some people and the action they're starting to take.
We start tonight with Richard Allyn live downtown and how San Diego is already starting to take an economic hit. Richard?
And Carlo and Barbara Lee, while the convention center has not canceled any event, a high-profile convention of CEOs that was slated to take place next week at a local hotel has been canceled by its organizers. This as the CDC announced a second case of coronavirus in Northern California, in which the source of transmission remains a mystery. Also here at home, a person who has been or is under self-quarantine is awaiting their test results to see if they may have coronavirus.
We're still living our lives.
For these out-of-town visitors to San Diego, in town for a graduate medical convention, the threat of coronavirus is not impacting their decision to travel.
I don't feel like it's going to stop me from traveling, especially not domestically at this point.
It's not keeping me awake at night or anything like that.
So I understand that there is concern, but I just think you have to know your facts.
And those concerns have prompted the cancellation of the YPO Edge convention here in San Diego, originally scheduled for next week, which was going to bring thousands of CEOs from around the world together. Organizers cited the heightened threat level of the virus by the World Health Organization and greater uncertainty about its transmission. The convention was supposed to take place at the Marriott Marquis downtown, the same hotel as the current medical convention.
It is a little bit of an overreaction right now, but unfortunately I think that it's a sign of what we're going to see then in the future.
USD economics professor Alan Jin says that as the coronavirus spreads, San Diego's local economy will feel the impact.
If we get fewer and fewer conventions, that's less money then coming in from the outside. And also the local businesses are going to be hurt.
From hotels to restaurants to bars to taxi and Uber drivers, as well as other local businesses.
That takes money then out of the economy. They may have to lay off some of their workforce, and again, that then ripples out then through the entire economy.
On the federal level, Wall Street saw yet another sell-off on Friday, capping the stock market's worst week since the 2008 financial crisis. Still, President Trump struck an optimistic tone.
My administration has taken the most aggressive action in modern history to prevent the spread of this illness in the United States. We are ready. We are ready.
Now also today, the state of Oregon reported its first confirmed case of coronavirus in which the source of transmission is a mystery. The state of Washington has 2 confirmed cases now. In one of those cases, like Oregon, the source of transmission remains a mystery. Out of all this, the World Health Organization has raised its coronavirus threat assessment to very high. Now, in the midst of all these fast-moving developments, the level of anxiety surrounding coronavirus also is quite high. For that part of the story, we go to Lemor Abrams, who's live in Kearny Mesa. Lemor?
Hi, Richard. That is right. Hoarding is now becoming a real issue in some places over coronavirus fears. People aren't necessarily clearing store shelves here in San Diego, but it is happening in some places like Hawaii. People not just going after things like hand sanitizer and masks, they're going after basic necessities should they need to quarantine at home. It started with masks, but concerned consumers are now going for staples, anything from painkillers to bags of pasta.
During the Cuban Missile Crisis, my mother stocked up, and my sisters and I just thought it was so silly.
As silly as hoarding may be to some, many health officials are advising people to stock up on a 2-week supply of non-perishable foods, prescription medicine, and sanitary supplies.
And the grocery stores are fully stocked all the time. You know, it's not going to cause a shortage of food.
It may not look like the bare supermarket shelves in Italy, but this picture of a crowded Costco in Hawaii shows the urgency, and San Diego psychiatrist Dr. Michael Lardon says it's real.
In a way, it's a little like psychological terrorism.
Dr. Lardon says anxiety is contagious. As coronavirus spreads, so does the fear, and he's seeing it in 10 to 15 of his patients on a daily basis.
What I try to do is try to help them understand what's really neurotic, right? Where are they kind of spinning in their mind, catastrophizing, and then what really makes sense and try to ground them.
People are very scared about about the unknown.
San Diego nurse Arlene Vaness doesn't plan on stockpiling anytime soon, with the exception, perhaps, of some soap.
And really, it's all about washing your hands, cover your face, and you protect yourself, and keeping up a good immune system.
Yeah.
And that's really what you have to do.
That's right. Good hygiene is very key at all times. Now, if you're online, you may have noticed some shopping lists, what to do and how to survive a pandemic. Well, masks, of course, are on many lists. They actually top many lists. But the CDC still says you do not need one of these if you're in good health. Barbara Lee, back to you.
All right, Lemor, thank you.